Hey everyone, how's it going? Welcome back to another video covering all the crazy new stuff happening with PS4 and PS5 jailbreaks. Seriously, there's been so much going on lately that it's hard to keep up. I don't think we've ever had this many different exploits and projects popping up all at once before. So yeah, there's a lot to talk about. Let's jump right in. First off, the YouTube jailbreak is getting super close to being released. Developer Jin shared another demo video showing the jailbreak in action. Basically, after it loads, it sends the lapse kernel exploit as a payload over the network, which then triggers the full jailbreak on the PS5. It doesn't load the ELF loader yet, since that's not part of this build, but you can clearly see that the jailbreak worked because the debug settings show up. So yeah, it looks like the lapse exploit could drop any time now. It'll probably come out once Y2JB version 1.2 officially releases, which could literally be tonight or tomorrow. The devs are mainly working on making it more stable and reliable so that the jailbreak loads consistently. Now, moving on, there's also a Netflix hack project, which has evolved into a full userland exploit. This one uses a man-in-the-middle method that lets you inject and execute your own JavaScript through the Netflix app's error screen. It currently works with Netflix versions 5 and 6, so you can install one of those and set it up. This project comes from EarthOnion, CoAR, and UFM42, who've all put in a ton of work. The YouTube jailbreak will probably still be the go-to option since it runs locally on the console. The Netflix exploit, on the other hand, needs a proxy server running on your PC. You basically set your PS5's network settings to use your computer's IP as a proxy, port 8080, install MITM proxy with Python, and run it in the same directory as the exploit files. Once you've got it set up, you open the Netflix app and it injects the JavaScript automatically. It's definitely more technical to set up compared to YouTube's method, but it's awesome that we now have multiple userland options in case one gets patched. Speaking of more exploits, yep, there's another one. This one's called YARPI, short for Yet Another RenPy PlayStation Exploit, and it's from Hello Yanho. Remember that game I mentioned before, Arcade Spirits The New Challengers? Yeah, that's the one used here. It also works with another game, A Year of Springs, but only the European PAL versions seem to work, not the US NTSC ones. To check if you've got the right version, look for the PEGI rating on the box instead of the ESRB logo. The title ID should also end in CUSA 32097. That's the one you want. Setting it up is pretty similar to the Lua exploits. You'll need a jailbroken PS4 first. Start the game, create a new save file, then close the game and use the Apollo save tool to decrypt and copy that save to a USB drive. On your computer, replace the save data with the modified one from the GitHub release, lt1.save. Then copy it back to your PS4 with Apollo to re-encrypt it. After that, reboot your console, load the game again, and when you choose that save, it'll trigger the exploit. You'll know it worked when it says it's listening on your PS4's IP at port 9025, meaning it's ready for payloads. The payloads are Python scripts this time, not Lua or JS. There's even a lapse.py payload that's supposed to run the full kernel exploit, though it's still being worked on and not 100% functional yet. Once you've got your modified save ready, you can export it and move it to another console as long as it's linked to the same account. You can also use tools like Save Wizard or Discord save bots to re-sign saves if needed. Now, moving on, there's been a $10,000 bug bounty awarded recently to a well-known dev in the scene named More1, who's been doing tons of work on custom themes and modding. He reported a serious memory corruption bug in the PS4's WebKit, which Sony confirmed and rewarded with that massive bounty. What's interesting is that PlayStation usually doesn't accept WebKit reports on HackerOne, since WebKit technically belongs to Apple. But in this case, they did, and for a huge amount too. So that's definitely an interesting turn of events. So, how does all this tie into the bigger jailbreak picture? Well, even with these new userland exploits, not all of them can currently load the new kernel exploit that the Flow released. Right now, only WebKit, BD Jailbreak, and MasterCore can do that. If this new WebKit vulnerability turns into a working exploit, we might see PS4 jailbreaks up to firmware 13.00 and PS5 jailbreaks up to 12.00, depending on which entry point is used. It's not impossible, just a matter of time and development work to make them compatible.
On top of that, Lightning Mods has pushed more updates too. Better game decryption for firmware 3.00 and up, plus a new custom background package installer. You can find test builds on the PKG Zone Discord under the ETA and Items Flow channels. FTP ports have been updated. 2.1.2.1 for FTP, 3.2.3.2 for KOG, and the new background installer lets you choose custom file locations instead of just the USB root. The dumper utility also got updated for better self-decryption support up to firmware 10.01, fixing a few rare file issues. And EchoStretch released PS5 App Dumper 1.03 Beta, which adds a config file so you can toggle decrypting or logging. Just drop the config into the MNT USB homebrew folder, and you're set. Alright, that's pretty much everything for now. Tons of progress happening across both PS4 and PS5. It's honestly one of the busiest times we've ever seen for the scene. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more updates. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.